Hey guys, it's Soda here. Today's video is with Matt Hangzhou, and I managed to meet him a few weeks ago, which is pretty cool. And I filmed this stretch field workout, and then we filmed like a nutrition video. But then after that, I managed to ask him a few questions about like strength training, his weekly structure, biomechanics and gait analysis, and also like speed training and how he does a lot of like raw speed. We're talking like 100 meter, 200 meter sprints. So all of what he said was super interesting and informative. So make sure you watch the whole video, and yeah, make sure to also check out the podcast I recorded with him a couple months back. I think that's another good resource where you can learn a lot about Mac's training philosophy and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, leave a like if you enjoy videos like this, and yeah, hope you enjoy. So recently I saw your reel or story or whatever where you got your gait analyzed.
Yeah.
Talk a bit about that, what you found out about your biomechanics.
Yeah, so the lads at the run clinic in Holland Park brought me in. So if you're in Brizzy and want to get a gait analysis done, definitely recommend. Real smart fellas. Also, you can use Private Health. Plug out of the way. It was it was really insightful. I've always kind of been a bit more of like an ungainly kind of runner, maybe wonky even perhaps, and I've always kind of just accepted that, and it's like, oh well, you know, you can't have everything. The three main factors of running that make up like 90% of it: lactate threshold, VO2 max, your VO2 max, and then your running economy. And I was just like, oh, running economy, I probably just don't have it. But definitely, like, when I'm like getting back into training and stuff, it was something I was like, well, I'd much prefer run, like, you know, if I'm running 80 miles a week, 130k a week, I want to run 130k a week with like good form, because it's kind of one of those things. If you have a very sloppy form and you run a lot of mileage, you're gonna get really good at running 130k a week with sloppy form, kind of thing. So there's definitely something I was like, we'll see what they say. And honestly, it makes sense. What they kind of were saying, where my right hip is super locked up. No, like literally like no internal external rotation, or if there is, it's like 3 to 5 degrees, where my left hip's more like 15 to 20 degrees, which is actually pretty good. It kind of stems from a lot of things. Like, I used to play pretty high level soccer. I was playing NPL back in the day. Yeah, shout out. Had to put that one in, bit of a flex. And I was right footed, so obviously that's a lot of load through that left leg, probably a bit stronger. Obviously track as well, you're turning left a lot. So yeah, a bunch of stuff that could be, but and that's like almost like a chain effect. It almost runs down to, yeah, my medial gastrocnemius, so like your calf, so my medial side, my left side, which it involved a lot more with like plantar flexion or propulsion, which obviously for anyone that kind of knows my background, I've always kind of been a bit of a slow twitch fella. I've never really had like that pop, and it's definitely something that as I've gotten quicker, it's developed a lot more. But he was saying that even going down medial gastroc, I forget what it's called, your FPL. It's a ligament tendon that runs from your calf down to your I guess like your big toe. Even that's really, really locked up, not super strong, and my big toe even is really weak and not very flexible. So stuff like that, and you could see in the gait analysis just how sloppy my right foot was compared to my left. So I guess like, how do you fix that? There was a few cues he kind of gave me: quicker cadence, running a bit taller, and then arm carriage as well. But yeah, I'm going back in again to kind of, I've been fiddling around for a few things. Even in probably some of the clips today, you probably saw me like shaking my arms out and like kind of trying new gait, trying runs like different runners. That's how I like doing it. It's like, all right, I'm gonna run like George Beamish for the next like minute. All right, I'm gonna run like Kipchoge, or like now I'm gonna run like, you know, whoever else. So yeah, definitely just something I'm playing around with at the moment while I'm kind of rebuilding back up. But yeah, it's like a whole chain effect. Even my strength training is kind of reflects it as well. But yeah, no, it's definitely been pretty fun kind of just filling around with that.
Alright, strength training wise, first of all, where do you fit in your week? So you do Tuesday, Thursday double threshold when you're in full training, I guess?
Yep.
Yeah, where do you fit in?
Yeah, so I've gone through phases of doing like, on workout days, so obviously on the double T days, or like throughout the week. And I find with a double threshold or like a double workout like system, it's really hard to get those like a really quality gym session in those days, just because obviously you're running a lot more volume than you kind of normally would if you're doing a more traditional model. So I actually more do mine on Wednesdays, and then I might do one lift on like another workout day, say like the Saturday X Factor day. I would almost do that, do another gym workout then. If I'm in lower mileage and I'm kind of rebuilding, much like kind of what Kipchoge does, where he builds his base with a lot of gym work in it as well, I kind of do the same thing. So at the moment, I'm only doing about like, 110, 120k a week. I say only, it's all relative, right? I'm gonna build up to like 170, so it's all relative. But yeah, I've been doing 3 times a week, so I do Wednesday, Friday, and then Sunday. But yeah, I've really focused a lot on the gym stuff. probably for quite a while now, but especially recently with that biomechanics stuff I had done, I think it's something that I can really maybe, improve my running economy a lot more than I probably previously thought I could. So yeah, just absolutely smashing a lot of mobility work, and then in the gym, making sure I'm like lifting heavy, lifting with good form, and just really, focusing at the moment on a lot of accessory movements, just making sure my body's going to be able to handle higher load, higher volume. It's going to be one of those things that if you can build up a lot of strength in the gym, it's going to allow you to run more. So if you have struggled with injuries or like building load up in the past, then it's definitely something that if you smash some gym workout, it definitely can help you run more mileage.
Right, so you recently ran the 10K at Lawney. It was like 30, what was it?
30-12.
Yeah. And what was your training like leading up to that? And what are you going to build up to as you go back to college in the US?
Yeah, so I had the reins with my training in the lead up to Launceston, and I guess in the build up, like throughout my track season, my breakthrough track season, I was, kind of still doing Tuesday, Friday sessions, but I was really like, I guess we just run through the week, but I was doing 2 double thresholds a week is pretty much the main gist of it. But yeah, Monday I'd do just an easy run and some light speed work, usually around 20K for that day. Tuesday would be the first double threshold, so that would be, in the morning I would do something from either, it could be like 6 by a mile of 60 seconds recovery, 4 by 8 minutes of 60 seconds recovery, that kind of stuff, all at aerobic threshold LT1. So yeah, that was pretty comfy for me. I was usually around like 325s, which I guess for context, I run 14:10, like should be pretty comfortable for me, and that session almost served as a shakeout for the afternoon, I guess LT2 anaerobic threshold session. So those sessions would range from anything from 10 by 1K of 60 seconds recovery at like 305s. I would do like 20 by 400 of 30 seconds recovery. I would sometimes roll those along pretty fast. I had one session where I averaged like 66s for that of 30 seconds, which was obviously quite a good workout. Wednesday, obviously I'd be pretty cooked from Tuesday's double threshold. It's not like that classic VO2 kind of interval session hurt that next day. It's more just like, it's a big volume day. Like those days would be 30 to 36K worth of running. So yeah, that would just be like 18K worth of jogging. Thursday would be another double threshold, so pretty much a repeat of Tuesday. But obviously I gave a few varieties of sessions. Whatever I did Tuesday, I would do a different session on Thursday. And then Friday, same thing, would almost be like a recovery day. Yeah, just nice and easy volume. I also do some strides because on the Saturday, that would be my X Factor workout. So I kind of went between a few different kind of workouts. I did the classic Jakob like hill session, 20 by 200 hills. I would sometimes do a bit more of like a traditional like track workout, traditional intervals. It kind of varied that Saturday workout because I was training a lot by myself, and any opportunity I had to jump in with a squad, that Saturday would be kind of like the perfect opportunity to. So that would kind of vary a bit. And then Sunday, it would be just a really chill long run. I guess with how much volume I was doing at threshold, I didn't really need a long run, and I guess with the classic Norwegian model, the long run's probably the least important run of the week. They kind of say that the benefit you get from going long, you kind of lose. I guess if you're doing a bit more threshold, you're gonna get more bang for your buck doing threshold than a longer long run. So often that would only be like 18 to 20K for me. But in terms of volume, I was hitting right about like 160 to 165K a week. So quite a lot. But I guess nowadays, I'm going back to, obviously being coached by my college coach at Lipscomb, Nick Polk, who has a really extensive background in exercise science. So we still test lactate and all that kind of stuff, but we kind of go back to a bit more of a traditional Tuesday, Friday model. Friday being that a bit more specific workout. Obviously, we're going back to cross country, NCAA cross country. So like the week structure will be a lot different, and I'm actually doing a longer long run again. So we're building up to 20-mile long runs, which is like 32K. So that's going to be a shock to the system. But honestly, like I think at the age I'm at now and where I've kind of been, I think kind of feeling around and seeing what works best for me is going to be the best approach, because you never really know, like everyone's got it slightly different. I guess even like lactate profile, athlete profile, everyone's got different backgrounds, and you kind of really got to figure out what works for you. Double threshold might not be it for everyone, but I definitely think a lot of people it will be, and I think for me it's worked really well. Obviously I've had such a big improvement off it, but I'm pretty keen to go back on train with like a team again. It's been a long 6 months of just solo grinding, so pretty keen to jump back in with the lads back in Nashville in August.
So you said on Monday you do an easy run with a bit of light speed. Like, explain more what you mean by light speed, and what sort of workouts you've been doing then.
100%. So everyone knows like strides. Like everyone should be doing strides. Which obviously most people say that's like a 90% kind of stride out, but a lot of people don't really hit strides with a much emphasis on it. It's kind of just something you kind of do. Where light speed is like you actually kind of really focus that kind of either that morning run, that afternoon run on, like we're really gonna like hit these, I guess these reps hard. So I guess a sample session, like I'll do hill strides a lot. So 10 to 15 second hill strides, but like we're hauling up them. Like we're trying, like I always say like 98%, because obviously you don't want to tense up. If you go 100%, you probably will tense up, but really just working on sprint mechanics, trying to run as efficiently as you can. But yeah, honestly, it's one of my favorite workouts of the week because it's kind of like, it feels really cool just sprinting again. And I think a lot of people forget how to sprint, and I had as well. And I think developing this speed with this huge base I was building was like a perfect combo for me. Another sample session, like actually yesterday was my first light speed session back. I guess it's the new training block. I did 100, 200, 100, 200, 100 off lap jog. And yeah, I was hitting them pretty hard. Like I was, running 14 low, 27 flat. I ran for a rep, 13 low. I even dipped on the 13, which is impressive for me. I haven't got much natural speed, so this is definitely something I put a lot of emphasis on. Yeah, especially if you do decide to do a bit more of like a threshold model. You're not touching that anaerobic side quite enough that you kind of need to implement some of these like more high intensity anaerobic work. Like this is pure sprint. This is pure ATP PC system kind of work. If we're talking real science in energy system wise. So definitely one of my favorite workouts of the week, and definitely something I would try. It's worked really well for a lot of athletes I've kind of given it to. Especially youngsters. I think it's really important just to make sure we're sprinting, like we're still getting that recruitment of all those fast twitch muscle fibers.
So pretty much just easy run and then like 10 to 15 second efforts with full recovery.
Full recovery. This would be like one, if you're doing like rep to ratio recovery, it'd be like 1 to 7 to 10, like quite a lot.
Cool.